Hello my loves and welcome to the Perfume Realm. My name is Manahel and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys brand new Gourmand fragrances in my collection. But before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you are interested in joining the realm, I highly suggest clicking the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you can stay up to date on everything that is happening here. If you are new to my channel, welcome, hello, I am so happy to have you here. And if you are a returning subscriber, hello again. I am so sorry for being gone for so long. It has been quite some time since I sat down to record a video, and there's just a ton of things going on. That's always the reason, isn't it? There's just so much going on. I'm going to be graduating soon, so I have finals and stuff like that coming up. And then, of course, there's just been family stuff. Ramadan has started. There has been a ton. But I have missed sitting down and talking to you guys about something that I am so passionate about, something we are so passionate about, and I'm so happy to be here again talking to my friends about perfume. So let's get started. These fragrances I have been kind of gathering during this little time that I've been away. There have been a lot more fragrances that I've bought, but I really wanted to create some kind of cohesive theme to this video, and I also wanted to not make it a million years long. So what I did was just kind of focus on the Gourmand fragrances that I have gathered during this time. I'm really excited to share these with you guys. And by the way, how are you guys doing? I didn't even ask. How are you all doing? I know that it has been kind of an interesting little time with people getting vaccines and stuff. You know, the world is starting to kind of, I don't know, breathe a little bit more, at least here in the United States, and especially at least here in Chicago. I'm just wondering how everyone else is doing with the transition. You know, it's an interesting time to be like going back into the world that's such a like new and, I don't know, such a novel feeling. I am excited to just have like normal interaction back into the world again, because that's such an important part of the human experience, I think. I don't want to be Boo Radley from To Kill a Mockingbird all locked up in my house. I want to see other people. I want to get into even like the mild discomfort of everyday life. Like even like, let's say you're interacting with someone and you have kind of like a more negative interaction, or you're annoyed or something like that, I still feel like that adds flavor to life. You know what I mean? Yes, there's conflict sometimes, but that just kind of adds to it. It's all part of the... Okay, I'm going way beyond perfume right now. I'm sorry. I've been gone so long, I sit down and I don't even know how to contain myself. But let's, you know, hold the reins, bring in the reins, whatever that term is. Let's rein it in. There we go. And let's start talking about perfume again. Let's go. Okay, so I feel like I really should start off with the big daddy of the fragrances that I bought. And this one is, I don't even think I have to say it, but this is Xerjoff's Italica from their Cosmerati line. Now, this one was a must buy for me. When I found out that this was like the ultimate gourmand, I was like, I have to smell this, because I'm a gourmand lover, gourmand fanatic, gourmand freak, whatever you want to call it. I love gourmand fragrances. So when I found out that this was like the ultimate one, my, you know, nose and heart was kind of set on it like a hound. I was like, I need to have this fragrance. But then when I found out that it had been discontinued, I got that little bug in me, the bug that I have been literally diseased with time and time again, which is I have this huge list of fragrances that are on my not my waiting list, my wish list, this really long list of fragrances. But when I find out that a specific fragrance that has been, you know, talked about a lot has been discontinued or is really hard to find, something happens inside of me. I forget everything else, and I get really set on finding that particular fragrance. Well, a similar thing happened for me with Italica. So I found out it had been discontinued, and then I found out that they had brought it back for Valentine's Day, but for some reason something happened. I think I ended up getting something else. I didn't go for Italica. When I went back to find it, it was gone. I think I went back a few days later. It had been, you know, it was sold out, and I didn't know they were planning on adding this to the permanent collection. So of course I panicked, and I actually found a seller over in Canada. It's called Niche Essence. By the way, I highly recommend that site because you know, they sent me the bottle and it was perfect condition, and the box was beautiful, and it was just really fast shipping as well. Just great customer service all around. So I highly recommend them. But I found it there for full price, only to find out later that they were not only adding it to the permanent collection, but there was also going to be this huge 10% sale, and people were getting like a hair mist as well as samples with their order. And I was like, of course, that's what happens to me. Either ways, I do have it here, and I am so happy to own it. Like, I did need to own this. It was a very critical part of my collection to have gourmands that are, you know, so well loved. I do want that to be part of my overall collection. So here it is. It comes in this beautiful matte red bottle. Honestly, the color is beautiful. I really cannot stand the bottles from the Casmerati range. I just think that they are so gaudy and tacky, to be honest. Yes, they are similar to the Parfums de Marly bottles in that it's like a very big curvy bottle with the tassel, but there's still something very, I don't know, something very charming and elegant and regal about the Parfums de Marly bottles. Yes, they're a little over the top, but to me it's very like Renaissance era type of, you know, over the top, or sorry, not even Renaissance, like the Rococo era, you know, just big and over the top but done well. This is just, oh my god, it's a monstrosity, honestly. I cannot. But anyways, let's talk about Italica finally, after all of that jibber jabber. By the way, if you're gonna be someone who goes into the comments and is like, oh my god, you go around and around in circles and you never get to the point, it's just like, why are you even here then? Why are you here? Just forward through it too if it's such a nuisance to you. I want to talk right now. I know I'm talking a lot. That's just what it is. Yeah, I'm a little salty from a couple comments that I saw one time. But okay, so I'm going to first read to you the notes in this. So there's almond, there's milk, there's saffron, toffee, vanilla, sandalwood, cedar, and musk. Now, what I get with this is not the world's most incredible gourmand at all. It is a beautiful gourmand. It is one that I do enjoy. However, I believe that the reputation for this fragrance really dampened my experience with it, because I did expect it to be a lot more than it was. This is a beautiful scent, but at the end of the day, it's a very linear almond milk, very sweet almond milk with toffee running through it. You did get, there's a little saffron in there. It doesn't really give a kick to it per se, more like it adds a little bit of saffron flavor without giving it like that kind of spiced kick to it. So there's nothing spicy or anything like that in here. It's very, very smooth and creamy, very lactonic, and then it does have that toffee almond situation going on. I would say that overall that's mainly what I get. In the dry down, I start to pick up on a little bit of that cedar, but primarily it is this nice creamy, cozy almond milk experience. I'm not typically one who layers. I'm just not into it as much. Like now and then I will. I have a few staple layering combinations that I do use, and if you ever want me to share those, I can make a video with them. I have like 6 different fragrance pairs that I often layer together, but that's really it. I don't really go out of my way to layer fragrances. This one I do think would be a really great addition because it's so simple and linear. It would really be easy to kind of add different aspects to. You could really bring out the vanilla by adding a little bit more vanilla, layering it with a vanilla fragrance that you really love. That would work out as well. But yeah, to me this is a very cozy scent. I've been wearing this one a lot to bed actually. I just think that it's a nice bed scent, and although I am happy that I own this, I really wish that I had not read so many reviews. And yes, you know, when you're going through fragrance reviews, there are going to be people for almost every fragrance out there, people who will say that it is the masterpiece of the entire universe, or that it is the scum of not only the earth but the galaxy. But this one, everyone was praising. Would I recommend this? No, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're looking for a scent like this, I don't even think it would be a very difficult scent to copy. Like, I don't think it would be a really hard scent to find a dupe for or a clone for, or if there really isn't one on the market yet, I feel like it would be very easy for a company to create one. Yes, the quality of this one is very high, so you're probably not going to get the same exact quality, because this perfume, if I spray this on my wrist, I can immediately put my nose to it right away, and I'm not even going to get any like alcohol in it. Like, you don't get any alcohol. You can spray it right away and it just goes straight to the actual scent, which to me speaks a lot about the quality. There's nothing like extra in there. Of course, there's probably alcohol in there, but it really takes you straight to the scent right away. One thing I will say, if you do really like almond fragrances, we have Dolce over here, which is from Reminiscence. It's from their Les Notes Gourmandes line. This one smells like a powdery Jordan almond, you know, the candied almonds. That's what it smells like, but it is powdery. So this one is a great scent, but it definitely is powdery. So if you really want that kind of creamy and lactonic touch, then yes, this is really the only scent I know that really focuses on this one feature. But other than that, honestly, no, I don't recommend it. It's nice at the end of the day, but I am a little bit disenchanted with it currently. All right, so next up we have another Xerjoff perfume, and it is from the Casmerati line. This one is Dolce Amalfi. So same thing happened with this one. I bought this one before I bought Italica. This one actually ended up coming in after Italica did, but I did order this one ahead of time, and I didn't buy this one off of the site either. This is a very unique fragrance. Again, I don't adore this one, but this one I can definitely get behind when it comes to understanding how unique it is. What I get from this scent is this very spicy, juicy fruit gum. Like the juiciest juicy fruit gum that you could ever find. If you've ever tried it out, if you're from the US, you most likely have. And then just make it spicy. Like put a bunch of holiday spices on it, some nutmeg and some cinnamon and whatever. That is what I get with this one. And personally, this is a very, very strong scent. With Italica, it lasts a very long time. The longevity is incredible, but the projection and sillage are moderate. I would say the sillage is very low. The projection is decent. Maybe, you know, if it was the elevator test, it would be like a very vague scent in the elevator. This one would clear out the elevator in a second. It is very powerful, and the sillage for this one is really why I appreciate this one so much. The sillage of it really smells like some delicious baked goods. When I smelled it on someone, it smelled like some kind of delicious, sticky, spiced pastry, and it was just, oh my god. I think the first time I smelled it, it might have been snickerdoodles. I think I smelled snickerdoodles, and this was the scent that it actually was. And when I wear this one, people comment. People really like it. So the first time I actually wore this, my grandmother complimented me. She had no idea I was visiting her. She didn't know I had perfume on. And she was like, oh my god, you smell amazing. And my grandmother has a spectacular taste in fragrances. So that was a huge, you know, green flag. What's the opposite of a red flag? It was a green flag that this is a great scent. I think it's worth going out to, you know, test it out and smell it, because I have not come across another fragrance like this, and I don't think I will be anytime soon. It is truly a niche scent. So on me, when it's on me, it can be very cloying, I will say. I've heard people say that this was a nice summer gourmand, but I don't really think that I could wear this in the summer, like at least in the heat, because this is very strong on me. Like I can smell it. So the sillage, I think, is what's really great about the scent, because it kind of mellows it out and makes it this beautiful, enchanting thing. But when it's on me, the cloud that it leaves is suffocating. And then on top of it, the scent itself is such a rich scent, such a dense one, that honestly, you know, you're stuck in it. I think that this would be a wonderful winter gourmand, and it is one that I think I would love to wear during the holidays, but I don't think it's going to be seeing a lot of use out of me, you know, with this upcoming season. We'll see, but I don't think it will. But yeah, let me actually read you the notes. So it's quince, cardamom, apple, saffron, cloves, balsam, incense, vanilla, tonka, amber, cedar, and musk. I will tell you what I smell. I get the cardamom, I get the apple. The apple is definitely that juicy fruit apple in there. The cardamom is one of those kind of sweet spices that I was talking about. I do get saffron in here. The saffron in here acts very differently than the one in Italica. That one I told you doesn't really have a spicy kick to it. It's more like the taste or like the fragrant aspect of saffron. I don't know. Like if you were to separate the spicy aspect and just focus on the flavor alone of saffron, you can kind of get that in Italica. This one, it is definitely a saffron kick. You get the cloves 100%. You get the incense in here. You get the balsam and amber. The amber is really warm. It keeps it warm throughout. And then the balsam definitely adds this kind of sticky quality to it and makes it really heavy. So those are two things that definitely kind of steered away from that summer gourmand. And of course there's the vanilla, the tonka in here. The musk is actually in here for sure. You do get a little bit of this lift in it in the beginning. Even though it's in the base, you kind of get this, I don't know, the musk kind of keeps the scent like alive. It keeps it from really settling, so the scent is, you know, kind of constantly out there in the air. So the musk doesn't really mellow it out at all. It just kind of, I guess it distributes it throughout the air, or kind of dissipates. What is the word I'm thinking of? Diffuses. It diffuses it throughout the air, kind of a nice even way. So that is Dolce Amalfi. All right, so this next one I am so excited about. So this one is Remember Me by Jovoy. Okay, so in a recent video that I did, it was a Pakistan kind of centered video about fragrances that remind me of my culture, and one of the ones that I talked about, it was Chai by Baruti. Now basically I was hunting for a scent that was very similar to chai or milk tea that is very common in my culture. Not masala chai, which is also a common type of tea, but that one is a spiced tea. I just wanted milk tea. So chai by Baruti was definitely more of a masala chai, and although I enjoyed it, I still wanted to find a more milk tea reminiscent scent. And this one is definitely a big step in the right direction. This is a cozy, beautiful, warm, soft cup of Earl Grey, like an Earl Grey latte. So you definitely get this milk in there. There's this gorgeous milk in here. To me, it's very much like a steamed milk. So it is heated milk. So you really have to have a nose for that particular type of a note, because you know there is electronic milk and creamy milk, but often it's more in like a cold setting. When you have a scent that uses milk in the more kind of heated steamed milk type of variety, I think that the milk can easily smell perhaps sour to someone or a little bit off if you're not really, you know, accustomed to that kind of scent, or just, you know, you don't enjoy that type of scent. This one has that note in it. I love the scent of warm milk or heated boiling milk, and this one definitely has that in here. And then you have the black tea note, which, oh my gosh, it's this beautiful black tea that mixes in. Now there is cardamom in here, so it isn't just still that pure black tea scent or milk tea scent that I'm looking for, but it's beautiful. This is so beautiful, and they did it in a way that it's perfumey at the same time. So this opens up with this kind of lemon. I kind of get the citrusy lemon opening, which is very bright. It pairs really beautifully with the black tea. You know, the black tea is in the middle, and you can kind of just feel like the lemon. It creates this perfect little, I don't know, like a little slide into the black tea. So it's kind of a nice open, fresh, kind of invigorating opening. Very therapeutic in a way. I think every single stage in this scent is very therapeutic. So the opening has that really beautiful, the lemony, citrus, bright opening. Then you get into the beautiful black tea, which starts to melt in right away with the really nice, warm, heated milk. So it kind of, you know, melts in there. In the opening, alongside the lemon, you get the cardamom. I think that the cardamom is a perfect thing to pair with black tea and milk. Cardamom just goes really well with milk, in my opinion. At least, you know, to me, my nose, I really do like it when people pair cardamom, tea, milk. That little trio is a really great solid combination. Then in the heart, there's this kind of ginger and frangipani thing going on. The ginger and the frangipani really make this a little bit more unique. It makes it truly this kind of Earl Grey latte concoction rather than just a simple, bland, runny tea. It really adds this flavor to the tea, really brings up this kind of liveliness again. It's a very calming scent, but at the same time it has these kind of more lively aspects in them. So it's like an energetic, I don't know, it has an energized vibe, but at the same time being very serene. Nothing is over the top. Everything is very measured, but just in the most beautiful way. The vanilla in here is just part of the milk. In my opinion, it's like heated vanilla milk. Whenever the milk is present in the scent, the vanilla is present as well, which makes it even more gourmand and yummy. And then there are these woody notes. You know, they listed cedar. I just kind of get a vague woodiness that is there the entire time. Again, that kind of makes it more of the perfume aspect than just being a foodie scent. Like, I wouldn't say that this is a foodie scent, although it really does remind me so much of milk tea. It's not foodie. There definitely is a perfumey aspect to this, but it's very relaxing. I love this one. I think it would be a perfect scent to like spray on after a spa day or something like that, or like when you're like wrapped up in your cashmere sweater and you're just kind of curled up with a book. This is the perfect type of scent. So Remember Me by Jovoy. Where is it? There you go. Remember Me. Alright, so next up we have a scent from Motif Olfactif. I don't think I've shared this one yet. Well, yeah, no, I haven't, because I haven't even been making videos. I do think that I reviewed this over on my Instagram, but this is an indie house, and I heard about it, I think originally, I think the first time I heard about this house, I came across them on Instagram, and then I also heard Ariana, which is another a fragrance reviewer that I adore here on YouTube. I heard her talking about it because she loves indie houses, and I decided to check out the house, and I ended up picking out this scent. Now, here's the thing. This fragrance was not for me. However, I was so blown away by the quality and the structure of the composition that I already know I want to buy from this house again. So this is kind of more of a taste type of thing. I read the notes and I thought that this would be the one for me. I didn't really realize it was going to be as spicy as it turned out to be. So I am going to read you the notes really quick. There's coffee in here, cedar, cardamom, benzoin, nutmeg, cacao, vanilla, and tonka bean. I adore coffee in fragrances. I adore cardamom, I adore vanilla and tonka and cacao and benzoin and nutmeg. I love all of these notes, and I honestly thought that together they sounded very delicious, like a really yummy, warm, slightly spiced gourmand, but not like a spicy scent. To me, this smells like opening up a very high-end spice cabinet or spice cupboard, because that's what it smells like to me. And the spice cupboard in a Pakistani home has a lot going on. There's cumin and cloves and curry and chili and turmeric, even though turmeric doesn't really have a particularly strong scent, but there are all of these really spicy spices in a Pakistani cupboard, and that is what I get with this one. I don't really get the coffee in here at all, and I really went after this because I thought it would be a really nice coffee scent. I don't get the coffee in here, but I do have to say that the way this is blended is incredible. There's just something so, I don't even know, there's something very real, very alive. Oh my gosh. Like, I could see this actually being a very addictive scent for some people. It's just my association with the Pakistani spice cupboard, where it's like, I just don't want to smell like that or be smelling that the entire day. But I do like the smell of my spice cupboard. It's just not something that I want to wear. Now, the owner of the house and the creator of this fragrance, Oswald, he said that this was a very nostalgic scent for him, or a scent that was really based off of nostalgia of his childhood and his matriarch land. And I can definitely see that. This is like a cultural time capsule, or like a cultural capsule, and you can really get a sense of the kind of, I don't know, the picture that he painted in his description for this. You can really kind of get that from the bottle. So I love this scent because to me it's like traveling. I really feel like I was able to travel through to his childhood, where he was smelling the scent and his elders were talking, and you know, everything that he described, I really do feel like I could get that from this scent. And in that way, I'm really privileged to have smelled this, and I'm so happy to have been able to have this experience. I really am. I thoroughly feel like there's something very intimate. I don't know, it's an interesting area that I'm in, because it's not the scent for me, but it is something that I appreciate so much. But yeah, I do plan on picking up another fragrance from this house, and I also hope that it takes me somewhere and really helps me travel to whatever the image of the nose was when he was creating it. Alright, so next up we have La Vie Revee by Nino Amaddeo. So I bought this scent with the hopes that it would smell like Guimave, which I have right over here. Guimave is a fragrance that I first reviewed when my channel basically had just started, and it kind of helped kickstart my channel a little bit, because after I reviewed it, people like fell in love with it, and they would come and they would tell me that they were so happy that I did a review on this. And it really was kind of it's very sentimental to me, because not only do I adore this fragrance, but it also really kind of helped me out in my YouTube career. So it was just like, she's my partner, you know what I mean? She's my partner in crime, and I love her. So the thing is with the scent, that although it's very easy to find in Europe, it's not as easy to get your hands on here in the US. So I'm always looking for a scent that is similar, that maybe will be easier for more people to get their hands on. So I came across a review randomly about this scent, and that it smelled similar to Guimave, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. Now, the unfortunate thing is that I think it still isn't easy to pick up here in the US. I think, again, it's something that is easier to find over in Europe, and, you know, more affordable, at least when you're purchasing it from Europe. But it is another option. So maybe if you can't get your hands on Guimave, or if you really, really adore Guimave, then this might be a scent that you want to check out. So this one is very similar. I would say it's extremely similar in its base when it comes to Guimave. It's a musky, pink, puffball marshmallow scent. That's essentially what it is. What it is missing is all of the herbal elements in Guimave that makes Guimave so special to me. There's so much really beautiful herbal things like rosemary and lavender, and, you know, herbal notes like that in Guimave, and it makes it very, very complex to me. Like, I don't think it's a simple marshmallow scent at all. It is not linear, it is not simple. It's a very complex marshmallow scent, which I appreciate, because for, you know, who would think that a marshmallow scent would be that layered and complex? This one is kind of minus all of the fuss in that scent. If you truly are just looking for a purely pink marshmallow fragrance, then this one will definitely fill your appetite when it comes to that. It is not as nuanced as Guimave, but if maybe those herbal notes are something that you didn't enjoy in Guimave, this might end up working for you. So La Vie Revee, I love this one. I think it's a great one. I really do enjoy wearing it at night. It's nowhere near Guimave, but to me, Guimave is up to a point where it could easily be a signature scent. I don't think that this one has as many layers as I would expect from a signature scent, but that's just, you know, my opinion. I do think that it is worth checking out though. But yeah, it's just another Guimave type of scent, not the same as Guimave, but it definitely stands in the shadow of that giant for me. So it is in the same family, and if you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. So it is Nino Amaddeo, and also this one is not that expensive. I don't remember what the shipping cost was for me to get it here. That might have changed the price a little bit, but if you are getting it without any shipping, I think that it is a very reasonable price. Okay, next up we have Love's True Bluish Light, and this one is from Ava Luxe. This is an indie perfumer that I have been wanting to try out for the longest. I love creamy and lactonic fragrances. I love milk notes. So way in the beginning of my perfume journey, I was just hunting down fragrances that had a beautiful milk note, and Ava Luxe kept coming up as a company that had gourmand fragrances with amazing milk notes in it. They actually have a fragrance called Milk, but I ended up going for this one first, and that is Love's True Bluish Light. This one is milk, but it also has musk in it, and I believe it has vanilla in it as well. At least I can definitely pick up on vanilla. This to me is an incredible scent. This is, oh my gosh, I love this scent so much. To me, it really does smell like the color pale blue, but that could really just be the name kind of speaking to me and creating that little placebo connection. But to me, it really does have that kind of sheer but very calming and comforting type of value to it. I think that this is a scent that would be perfect for motherhood. It smells to me like a baby's forehead, and I know that sounds so creepy for me to say. I find this to be an incredibly intimate scent, but not in a very sensual way. So if you are looking for something like that, I would say I don't find this to be sensual. I find it to be extremely intimate in a more like caretaking type of a way. There is something like maternal about it, and not matronly per se, but there is something very maternal about it, and I personally adore it. To me, it's this hug from my mom if she's not around. It is the smell of a baby's forehead. It is just all of these very delicate but very distinct scents that you come across in life. I think the name is truly perfect for it. It's really hard to pinpoint what the scent is. It is the smell of Love's True Bluish Light, so I highly recommend it. The only thing is with Ava Luxe fragrances, when you go to their website, you have to read the instructions and then email them, and then they send you an invoice, and that's how you pay for the scent, and they send it to you. So there is like an extra step, which is kind of why I didn't purchase from them earlier on, but I definitely will be doing it again. I want to try out their Luxe fragrance as well, because I love Turkish Delight inspired fragrances. But for now, this one is amazing, and I'm going to be wearing this one to bed tonight actually. So scent of the night right here is Love's True Bluish Light by Ava Luxe. Lastly, I have a celebrity fragrance. I don't think I've shared this one. I've actually had this sitting around for a little bit, but I really don't think I've talked about this one at all. But this is the Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy perfume. I decided to go for this one instead of Cloud just because I feel like I had just been like inundated with Cloud content over and over and over, and I was just like, I'm gonna go for something different. And it's kind of what you would expect from a more typical, celebrity fragrance. Extremely sweet, which I expected. It's called Sweet Like Candy. I like things that are sweet like candy, and it has this kind of distinct synthetic vibe to it. I'm not used to smelling fragrances like this anymore. I don't usually go towards celebrity fragrances very often. It's just, my fragrance compass has kind of been pointing in a different direction. And I feel like I'll probably end up using this more like a body mist, if anything. It definitely has a very clear, synthetic, almost plastic note in it. So if that's something that you're very weary of, it does have that. It's sweet like candy, but like a synthetic candy on a plastic stick, something like that, but very pink smelling. I think that the candy, you could say, is easily, I think the candy would be like a cotton candy type of scent. So it's essentially a cotton candy scent. I don't even think that the longevity is that great. Okay, so this is the second time the camera has died on me, so I think it's telling me to wrap things up. I don't remember where I left off with the Sweet Like Candy, other than to say it's a fun scent. It's really kind of goes along the lines as most celebrity fragrances do. It definitely has a synthetic plastic type of feel to it. but you know, I'm gonna keep it. The bottle is really adorable at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, it is another Gourmand in my collection. It is a candy scent, and it is new, so I did want to share it with you guys. All right, my love, so that is going to wrap up my video for today. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with me here today as we sit and chat about perfume. I really do think that is all I have for you today, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.